Bravo 6. Going dark.
Who's your team?
Some old comrades.
Yo everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the top 5 things Call of Duty Modern Warfare needs to have for it to be a successful Call of Duty game. So obviously before I do start this list, guys, obviously make sure you guys do go down there and drop a like and drop a sub. Also hit the notification button, guys, to not miss out any more of the videos I'll be bringing out constantly. As I said, guys, I do mainly play Fortnite. However, with the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare, it really does kind of make me really excited for Call of Duty again. It's been quite a few years since I've been excited for it, and this is why I'm bringing you guys the top 5 things I want it to have in this game for me and for everyone else to really enjoy it and for it to be extremely successful. So obviously, let's get in to position number 5. Okay, so for this list, I'm actually not gonna, it's not gonna be like order or anything. It's literally just gonna be like 5 things I think the game absolutely has to have for it to be successful. So basically at number 5, guys, we have to have reasonable priced microtransactions. So basically this cannot be where like the players feel like they're just being like their wallets are being dried out because they have to spend money. These microtransactions have to be like kind of like other games, like for example Fortnite, for example, where you get a skin and it's not too expensive. You feel like you're getting a reasonable deal. Even though that I think Fortnite skins are quite expensive for what you actually get, they just need to be reasonably priced so that people don't feel like they're getting absolutely ripped off for stuff, and it kind of keeps the audience happy with buying your items if they are at a good overall price. So that's why I think microtransactions have to be a good price. And also, we've already heard that possibly supply drops maybe make a return, and obviously if they are in rumor at supply drops, they're going to have ridiculous kind of percentage luck to kind of get an item, for example like 0.0001 to get like the best item in the game. It cannot be something like that. It has to be something where people don't have to spend money to even have a tiny chance of getting a good item, rather than just having a load of filler items for like loads of common items which people don't really want. So it has to be kind of reasonable price and also fair in the same way to keep the players happy and not really annoyed with what is going on. Okay, so at number 4, we have to have constant updates and events and constantly be having maps coming out. So what this kind of means, guys, is you guys know with other games they get constantly updated, constantly things coming out. That is what we heard was supposed to be happening for Black Ops 4. However, in Black Ops 4 we've hardly got any content come out. I think that we got like 2-3 maps come out. We've literally got a few little updates and stuff, but nothing really exceptional that you think to yourself, yes, it was worth buying the season pass. Obviously we're not going to have a season pass this year if you guys don't already know that. But with this kind of Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, we have to have constant updates, constant events going on. So like for example, we had the Days of Summer back in Remastered and other Call of Duty games back in the day. We need to be constantly having like updates every couple of weeks to kind of keep you coming back to the game. So otherwise this game's gonna, as the lifetime of this game does go on, we're gonna see people not playing the game as more, and it kind of dipping in overall people playing. So what we need is we need to see constantly maps coming out, maybe like 2 maps every month or something, to really kind of keep it nice and fresh. And then maybe another week where we don't actually get a map come out, we get something like just a small update where like we get a few challenges to do, get a new weapon for free, something like that, where we kind of like have to like grind to like, I don't know, 8 hours or so to get ourselves a cool weapon. Stuff like that constantly needs to be coming out to keep you coming back to the game and keep you coming and playing. So that's why I put that at position number 4. Okay, so what we all do know is that Call of Duty needs to listen to the community throughout this whole game cycle. We did hear that with Black Ops 4 right at the start of the year, where they were really listening to the community, talking quite verbally about what they're going to change, what we're saying about the game, and what they said they were going to change from our feedback. However, throughout Call of Duty Black Ops 4, towards kind of the end and the middle of the year, they didn't really listen to us at all, and nothing was really going on. They were kind of coming dark, weren't talking to us at all. And to be honest, for Modern Warfare to be successful, they need to talk to their community. They need the feedback from us, because if they don't get our feedback, we're just going to get more annoyed throughout the year and possibly even stop playing the game and just really have enough of it. But if they do listen to the community, they can make the changes that the community does want to see, and I think that would be really good for the overall game and keeping people playing and keeping people happy. So yeah, that's why it's position number 3. Okay, so at position number 2, guys, we do have to see in the multiplayer at least, I reckon, 14 multiplayer maps. The reason for this is, if you guys remember back in Call of Duty World War II, I think it was 9 multiplayer maps in total we got at the launch day, which just wasn't enough to keep players coming back. It wasn't fresh enough to kind of keep you playing for more than a few hours. But the reason for this is because you just kept on seeing the same maps, kept on playing the same maps in usually the same game mode, and it just wasn't fun enough keeping you kind of a diverse kind of game and keeping you playing different maps and lots of different things going on. So the reason I think 40 multiplayer maps at minimum is because back in the day we did used to see like 16, 17 back in like Modern Warfare, like 2 and 3 days. However, obviously now they don't usually bring very many multiplayer maps out, and obviously due to like the game not having as much time to come out, because obviously they bring it forward a month, now being October. Also the fact that the game is now more graphically intense. Obviously there's more detail in the maps, rather than if you guys remember back in, like, for example, Roblox, there's no detail in that map, it's easy to make. These maps are very hard for them to create, and obviously a lot of thought goes into it. So I think at minimum 40 maps would be amazing. Obviously if you can push for 50 and 60, that'd be insane. Keep the game going, and I think people would be so happy to see it. Minimum 14 maps to keep players really happy and keep them playing for the whole of this year. And as I said, obviously bring more maps out as the year does go on, obviously, to keep it from going stale. And finally, at position number 1, I do think they need a load of party games. Obviously lots of those different party games. This will obviously include like stuff like Prop Hunt, if you guys remember Slasher / Michael Myers, RPGs only, snipers only, games like that, kind of fun different games that you can play throughout the year to really kind of keep you playing. Because to be honest with you, you can play team deathmatch, you can play domination, you play those modes for a bit, and then after a while they do get quite boring. And obviously to keep you playing for that little bit longer is to play those party gamers, because you don't have to kind of sweat, you have to really kind of concentrate. And the party game is a lot about fun, a lot about playing with your mates, and not really worrying about trying your best. And that's kind of a thing I love to do it in Call of Duty, is like have a few games of domination, have a few games of team deathmatch, maybe even try a gun game, and kind of play a few games then, try and get a few wins, try and get some good KDs, try and get some headshots with my weapons. And then as soon as I'm kind of like, right, I've had enough of playing them, I don't want to be trying so hard anymore, I would then go over to the party game modes, like for example Modern Warfare Remastered, and I'd love to play some Prop Hunt. I'd love to mess around as like a really tiny like bucket and just run around people, or in Slasher, try and hide from him as he's running around, runs past you. It's so much fun, and it's kind of scary, and so many emotions, so much fun. Like, if you guys have ever played the party games like Prop Hunt, Slash, and all that kind of stuff with your mates, you guys will know that how much fun that is to play. And also to not just have these party gamers just coming out as like a weekend warfare kind of thing, where they only come out for the weekends and not throughout the week. These gamers need to be out through the whole of the game's life cycle. So for example, I think some of them need to be straight from the launch of the game and just stay in the game the whole way through. And obviously they would like to bring out some for kind of weekend warfare, and a couple of game modes for like a couple of weeks, like limited time modes. And I'm completely fine with that, as long as they have a few party modes for me to play for whenever I want to play them, and obviously they can still bring out a few whenever they feel like it, and I'd be totally cool with that. Anyway guys, hope you guys have enjoyed this list. Obviously those are my top 5 things I think Modern Warfare needs to be successful. Let me know if you guys agree with my list, or have anything you guys would have added to this list. Make sure you guys do put those in the comments down below. If you guys do want to see some more Call of Duty Modern Warfare videos on my channel, guys, make sure you guys do drop a like. If I get 50 likes in this video, I will be making more content just like this. Anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.